everybody, welcome to Motivational Monday. I'm also recording this as a podcast episode, which is very exciting because a podcast I've had for years, and those guys are listening on the podcast over there. I've also got Harley on my lap who's just decided he wants to move. Those guys over there have been listening for a long time, and the show is going to change and it's going to lend itself very well to the Motivational Monday. So I'm giving them a little hint and a little tip as to what that is. So in this episode on this channel, we're going to talk about the positives of 2020. Let's find them. Let's talk about them. I've got loads to talk to you about, actually. I've got some notes there. We're going to talk about my setting of intentions for 2021 and how you can help me with that. We're also going to talk about how you feel when you're on your own and how it might not always be as you thought. But first things first, how was your Christmas? I hope you've had a good one. A lot of people have found this Christmas to be very different to usual. Some of it's good, some of it's less so good. And I just hope that you managed to find some magic in it, as you would have seen from my Christmas Eve video as well. So I'm going to be really brave and talk about the positives of 2020 because there's a lot of that flying around at the moment on social media about, was it all so bad as we look back and reflect? Now, I'm not saying for 1 minute that the whole virus situation was good. But I do believe that from our lives, we have learned, and I'm sorry this is cheese on toast, but I do think that there is a place for looking back and reflecting, and it can sound a little bit cheesy, but that's what I do. So, I think we've got to look back and think, what have we learned from this, which is masses, and what was good about it, and what was good about it that we're going to take into our future. Now, 2021 at the minute, we can't just sit here and say, 2021 is going to be the year, our year, because you tell me something. Did you say that in 2020 as we was like 2019 to 2020? Because I know I damn well did. And I even shared that the other day on this channel. I was like, 2020, it's got a lovely ring to it. Isn't it going to be amazing? And I know so many people said, I've got a really, really good feeling about this year, myself included. We all had this really good feeling about 2020. And if you think about that for a minute, and then this massive disaster that's happened, and this awful life-changing thing for so many people have lost loved ones. It's just, I've gone goosebumpy. It's just so sad, really goosebumpy. But why did we all say that? Because if we're talking about the power of manifestation, we must have all manifested something being good. And so while 2020 was awful in so many ways, did you feel there was some good as well? Because I felt there was a lot of good. I became very clear on myself, my wants, needs and wishes, dreams, desires, where I'm going, where the future's going to take me. And I know other friends too that have said, actually, not working like a Trojan horse, getting up at this time, getting home at that time and doing all the running about in between has actually been quite nice. I've managed to do this, do that, and I read a beautiful piece that I've actually shared over on my Instagram, which has changed its name, by the way. I don't know if in the notes down there that it's still the same, but it's lusher.life we've changed it to. And over there, I shared something this morning which I borrowed from a friend of mine, borrowed forever from a friend of mine, and it was a piece saying about, so many of us have taken time to read books and heal and think about things and look at our life and what is it all about. And I think that's really very true. I mean, for me, obviously, I've had quite a phenomenal year because I've had the best-selling book, which was the second that this virus looked like it was going like, what's going on? I thought I need to write about that. I'm a life writer, and a life writer that often talks about health, and the two things were just like, right, we've got to get these experiences down. What I didn't expect, I should have it down, is a book that was full of positivity and full of this kind of question mark above our head for 12 of us that wrote it. We're going, actually, this wasn't as awful as we thought. Now, I know, and I'm gonna stand up and say, I think I've had the coronavirus. I think that when they diagnosed with pneumonia, they didn't test me because they weren't doing that then. And I've heard an awful lot about people who are having difficulty with brain. There's a little bit of brain damage left. And I feel I've got that. My memory is terrible. I could be halfway through these videos or recording this podcast and I'm like, what was I talking about? Won't be telling my lovely friends who listen to me on their voice notes all the time going, lost what I'm talking about, I'll be back in a minute. And that's a new thing for me. I've always been very sharp. My memory's still really good, but it's just, I'm like, what was I doing? I can even look at my phone sometimes and I'm looking and thinking, I don't know what I'm looking for on this. I'm looking for a button or a GIF or something. So there have been things that have happened that are terrible, and people have lost people. So that's not what I'm saying on this video, and you know me well enough to know that. So this year has seen us massive losses, but born from the book that I've written, so many people have come to me and said, yeah, actually I did find some real good in this year, and I found this was good and that was good, and I liked that and I liked that. So I would sit my backside on this chair, sometimes 14 hours a day, and thankfully then we had daylight. At the minute it's 20 past 12 now in the afternoon, and we are going to have 3 hours more of daylight, and then it's going to be getting dark. And I don't have that luxury of at 5 o'clock down in tools now and thinking I'll go on my long 7-kilometre walk or whatever. It's just not possible to do in the cold, and well, it is, that's an excuse, isn't it? But it's just not the same. So back then I was like, right, and we go on our lovely long walks, and my legs got really strong, and my lungs got better, and it was just so brilliant. And it was such a nice feeling of, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I think the energy that went into that book, that was so positive and so like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, was picked up by so many others. And of course now I've been offered this PhD research project talking exactly about that. How did we feel during lockdown on a medical level, a health level for Crohn's disease patients? And oh my God, what an amazing blessing. I can't lie, but please don't tell anybody else. I'm quite nervous. I'm starting to get a little bit, oh, how am I going to find time to do this and my writing, as well as keep the house nice and make sure that I'm creating memories along the way and having great time with the children. I'm a bit nervous about that, but I also know I've got something called elastic time. So the more you do, the more you can fit into it. So that's definite. So our time here is limited. Our lifetime is limited, and I think this year has shown all of us that. So even though, let me just read my note quickly. So don't look at it in a negative way, as in a, oh my God, I'm 50, I'm going to die soon. Don't do that. Don't attach the fear to it. Look at it as in, I mean, for me, I lost a brother at 31. So for me, getting older, looking older has got to be a blessing. I can't sit and go, oh my God, those wrinkles, you know. They're there, of course. Let's acknowledge those, and let's think, oh, wasn't it great when we looked like that rather than that? But come on, Lou, sort yourself out. You know, it isn't a thing. It really isn't for me. Age is a number. Age is about an attitude, and definitely look on the bright side of that. So our time is limited. What do you want to fill that with? Because for me, I want to fill it. I really want to fill my life and it be rich. I don't want to be the person that has to have the dinner on the table at 5 o'clock and then I'm going to sit down and watch television after I've done my workout and had my shower. And I don't want that routine like that every single day, day after day, Groundhog Day. I want to have exciting things to look forward to, knowing that, you know, you've got to live this rich and full life. And you're watching this channel because that's you, and I know it is. And you know, it's up to us to make that all happen. And this year, I think more than ever, has shown us that our time is limited, and it's brought our mortality home. To think, even people who've said, "Oh, it's just a flu, it'll be fine." You don't tell me that every single person has had this little thought in their mind of, "What if I was to get it? And what if I was to die? Or what if I was to get it? And what if I was never to be the same again? Or what if I was in that hospital by myself?" You know, we've all thought these thoughts. So what do you want to take into 2021 from that point of view of, actually, this has made me now feel like this, and I want to carry that forwards, because I know where I'm at, and I know that obviously I've missed the travel, and obviously it's made a massive impact on this channel, which I'll talk to you about this channel in a minute. It has made a huge difference, and part of me is very much now like, what I need to do when we can do it again is this and this. While we can't do it, it's this and this. And every single day I want to wake up excited. I don't want to be there slumped over thinking, oh God, and have that Friday feeling. And everyone's like, yay, it's Friday. Thank God for that. I've got 2 days now where I don't have to do those things that I have to do for 5 days of the week. Sod that, guys. Have a think about it. Come on. I mean, you might have to do it for now. You might have to, but if that's not what you want to be doing, what can you do to move yourself into making it really what you want to do? Make a little actionable step every single day to think, right, because I'll tell you what, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, yes, let's go grab my journal, let's grab my laptop, let's make that coffee, light my candles. I know I do the same old ritual, but that's my absolute love, and I get out of bed excited for that. And knowing that I can pick those things up and take them anywhere in the world with me and see these amazing sights, and that is such a blessed life. And let me tell you, I'm not sitting here saying, oh, it's so easy. It wasn't easy. It's taken years of absolute dedication to get me to this place now where I'm kind of there. It's kind of okay. So the next video is going to be New Year's Eve. And on there, I talk a lot more about the positivities, the future of this channel, where we're going to go with this channel, what's going to change and what's going to stay the same, and what's going to help us all grow together to go into the next year. Because that's what we do. That's what we talk about on New Year's Eve. Now, obviously, I was a New Year's Eve baby because it was my birthday, or it will be my birthday. And in 3 days' time, oh gosh. And I just feel very much that I want to not do this year the whole like, right, New Year's resolutions thing, because I think we do that and it's almost like we limit ourselves until then, and then from then we got this massive expectation on ourselves to do this. But let's just make it more of a, like last year where we was all saying, oh my gosh, 2020 is going to be a massive amazing year, and we've got a feeling about it. Everybody had a feeling. So was that feeling manifesting 2020 and all that it was? Because I think we're coasting ourselves into 2021 and thinking, okay, we're going to let that happen. We don't quite know what it's going to look like. We'll let it see. Maybe it's going to be springtime. Maybe it's going to be the summer. Maybe we'll be back to normal by this time. We're losing those expectations, which I think is a good thing. We are now saying, right, we're just going to let that flow and let that happen. Dog on lap snoring. And we're just going to go with it, and we're going to let ourselves flow with it, which is such a blessing. It's the floating downstream rather than trying to row upstream. And that's Abraham Hicks for you. I'm going to introduce you more to Abraham Hicks on this channel. I don't say that in the New Year's Eve video because this is a new thing since I've recorded the New Year's Eve video. So New Year's Eve, we're going to talk about the future of this channel and my massive intention that I'm setting for 2021, which feels so out there right now. But if you guys are on board and you're prepared to help me with it, I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to tell you what that is on the New Year's Eve video, so please make sure you come back and see. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do it now and share it with anybody that you think might benefit from this sort of stuff. Now, I watch people who talk about these things like me so often, and I think they're very clear on what they're saying and how they're saying it, which is why I've written some notes today, because I thought I feel like I need to be a little bit more clear in where we're going and what we're talking about. So if you have any positive feedback, please do let me have it. Let me know if you like the kind of goofy side of it, or do you like it being a bit more structured and scheduled. I don't like editing these Monday videos, and I could put, right, one, we're going to talk about this, and put a thing up there so that you can read that as well as listen to me. What was my first thing I said? It was about the big losses of this year, things that we've lost and things that we kind of are sad about and have left behind now, and you know, and the things that we can take in. So I could put that up there, but I like it. I quite like the whole chatting with you like you're my friends and we have a good old chit chat. So if this is for you, do let me know. Give the video a thumbs up. My hitchhiker's thumb, look at that. That means that you've got that in your genes. Did you know that? That's something you can train to happen. But anyway, I will see you on New Year's. Please do come back on the 31st. And I will look forward to seeing you then. But I hope you've had a great Christmas. I hope you're feeling upbeat and positive. If you want to, in the comments down there, because you'll always see me commenting back with you, we can chit chat down there about what it is you've got, what intentions you want to set for 2021, and all that sort of thing. I will just quickly mention, I'm going to link down there, there's a course I've just signed up to, which is about setting one intention for 2021, and it's a Mike Dooley course, and I'm going to also talk about that on New Year's Day. So do come back on New Year's Eve. And if you want to wish me a happy birthday, please do that. That would be fantastic. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. But please take good care of yourselves. Keep safe in these crazy times. We are in the thick of it in the southeast of England. we have been in Kent, we've been in it for a long time now. So people are saying to me, what's it like in tier 4? Is it okay? It's okay. It's okay. We're doing all right. We are doing fine. We've got the sunshine, there's snow forecast. Please let us have some beautiful snow. Wouldn't that be amazing? And life is feeling actually very good. Counting my blessings. Thank you just quickly to all of you who sent me lovely messages about the video that I put out about my surgery that I've got to have. It won't be long and that'll be done, and hopefully we can move on and we know where we're at then for the next lot. Look at him. Isn't he just the cutest thing ever? You're so naughty. You're such a pickle. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye bye for now.